Well then, job done. 1-0 away in Greece against Olympiacos. That's a big result because, if you look in the history of English teams going over to this stadium, it's a very hostile atmosphere, incredible fans, man, and it's a really difficult fixture. And more times than not, English teams have lost here. So to go there, get a 1-0 win, and arguably, I would say, get a few things wrong. I may not be a manager, but I'm guessing a lot of Arsenal fans will know what I'm talking about. When it comes to the system we're using, the formation that was used tonight was an odd one, I would say. That the players in certain positions, I'll talk about it later on in this episode, but it is brought to you by FOTMob. Thank you so much to them for sponsoring this episode. You can see the stats here, 1-0. We didn't have as much possession as maybe we would normally want to get, but like I said, I think we came into this game knowing how tough it really was going to be. And I wanted to show you guys, if I go onto Arsenal's page here and go to matches. So we are unbeaten from here, which is conveniently enough the 1st of January. So win, win, draw, 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 win, draw, win, win. We are officially unbeaten in 2020, and we still are. If you want to download FOTMob, it's completely free on Android and iOS. The link is down below. Thank you again to them for sponsoring this video. It's just the best app you can have on your phone. It's got everything football. Push notifications as well to keep you up to date. But let's talk about the game, because I mentioned how I didn't really think the lineup really suited what we would. I don't know, it's very difficult because we've won the game. If we had lost this game, the first thing I would be saying is, why do we have one of the most elite strikers in the world playing at right back? Obviously he wasn't actually playing at right back, but if you watch parts of this game back, you will notice that Aubameyang was quite literally on the touchline playing as a wing back at times, because we had Socrates at right back and he naturally wanted to drift in a little bit more centrally. I think the system, it looks to me like Arteta wanted us to almost shift to 3 at the back and bring the central defenders to the right slightly. So Saka would go up the left. You'd have Socrates tuck in, David Luiz and Mustafi then making kind of a 3 centre-back. It was really strange, and it definitely wasn't working. I think we can all agree it wasn't working because Aubameyang wasn't getting involved. Socrates was getting beaten quite easily down that right side of our defence. And it just, I don't know, it was confusing. It's the first time really that I've seriously questioned what Arteta was trying to do. But clearly he had a plan, and I guess it worked. I guess it worked. We won the game, So it was a strange one, though. I personally, and I've said this many times, think that if you've got a talented player like Aubameyang, quite literally a top 5 striker in the world potentially, right? You don't throw him on the wing to bring in Martinelli or to have Lacazette, who, let's face it, is an out of form striker right now up top. It just it confuses me a little bit as to why you would want to do that, but maybe he feels like Aubameyang just offers a bit more than anyone else in that position defensively to come back. He's got, really high work rates. He does run a lot and he's quick. He can get back and he's relatively strong. And I don't know, it's just a little bit confusing to me. Personally, I would have had Aubameyang up front. I would have probably dropped Lacazette. And let's talk about Lacazette quickly, because I actually tweeted late in the game, how has Lacazette made it to the 75th minute and then literally 5 or so minutes later, he scores the winning goal? Now, that was pretty much the only... There was maybe 1 or 2 other moments in this game where Lacazette actually got involved, and it just feels like it's so forced having him up top on his own. It feels like he's there because we need him to score and get back into some form. When you're just sacrificing the better option, in Aubameyang, as he's sitting out on the right. You've got Martinelli on the left. We had Willock in the hole, and then Lacazette up top on his own. It frustrates me, but fair play to the guy, because now he's scored 2 in a row. A real scuffed shot at the weekend against Newcastle. Maybe a little bit of a fluke, but he got his goal and he needed it. And now he's got another one in Europe tonight. So maybe this is a chance for Lacazette to get a bit of game time and actually come good again, because we all know he has been lacking form for a little while. And there's no doubt that we can bring out a system that works with Aubameyang and Lacazette. You play Aubameyang as a false striker almost, on that left side, but drifting inside with Saka coming up that left side, and it can work. I just don't know if it's something that I want to work. I love Aubameyang too much to see him sitting on the touchline, walking around because the ball isn't anywhere near him. It's crazy to me. But it worked because we won the game. Guendouzi came in today. I thought he did relatively well. I do worry, especially when decisions go against us, how he reacts. We saw Granit Xhaka get a yellow card for dissent in the second half, and that's not setting a good example. When you play Xhaka and Guendouzi, you're pretty much guaranteed a yellow card for dissent, and that's something we need to work on. They need to really work on that. I think Xhaka has definitely improved in that regard. He used to get a red card or at least a yellow card every game or two. But Guendouzi is really hot-headed, and I don't like that about the guy. It shows passion, sure, and it shows that he really cares, and he's got that aggressiveness that midfielders need, let's be fair. But when it boils over, when he gets angry at the referee for a decision that goes against us, it's not professional to be constantly getting yellow cards for it. And yeah, that does worry me about him. Because he's only one yellow card away each game from being sent off because he's almost guaranteed to get one. He didn't get one today, I don't believe, did he? So that's good. But let's say he gets one for dissent and then he makes one of his usual silly tackles. He's a little bit inexperienced. We all know that. But he did okay tonight. He's a good passer of the ball, and I do like how he runs with the ball. He always looks for a ball forward. But one thing that frustrates me most about Guendouzi is there is a lack of product from him. I mean, how many assists and goals has he got for Arsenal? It's not much, is it? You would expect to see a little bit more, but he's not an attacking midfielder. He's definitely more of a box-to-box, isn't he? He does the defensive work as well. I really want to talk about Saka again because, yet again, he's got another assist. That's 9 now for the season, I believe. He's our top assister. I hate that word. Should you really be saying assister? He's got the most assists at Arsenal this season. And once again, just had a really solid game. I don't see Tierney or Kolasinac getting into the team at the moment when we've got Saka doing so well. It's really worrying that he could potentially not sign a new contract and go for free in not so long. Just 17 months now or 16 months. So that's certainly something we need to really sort out. Sign the ting. Hashtag it on Twitter, please. I think he's openly said that he's just leaving it to his agent. The usual footballer talk. It's down to my agent and my family, he said. He's not looking into it. He's just focusing on his football. But come on, man. Do us all a favour. We've got this shining light, okay? We've had Martinelli had his moment this season. Now we've got we've got Bukayo Saka. Granit's a bit of a shining light. He's improved since Arteta's come in. But we've got this new player. All of a sudden, it's like having a new signing. It really is. We just want to hear some good news and hear him sign a 5-year contract extension, which apparently we're about to offer him. Who knows? He's on 8,000 a week, I believe, £8,000 a week, which is a good amount of money for a kid. But yeah, that's going to have to be at least tripled, maybe even quadrupled, because he's going to get offers. There's no doubt about it. Clubs are going to be interested. Young English player that can play left back, left mid, left wing, probably play on the right, maybe even a striker. Who knows? He's got the ability to go so far. So I would love to hear some good news regarding that. But I have read into it. Apparently, this isn't set in stone. This is not a quote per se, but he wants European football. And if we can't get European football and offer that to him next year, then he might not want to sign on. And I do get that. So it's just become even more important that we have that final push this season to try and get a Europa League spot. I don't think the Champions League is going to be something we can get. Although, if this Man City ban goes through, which I personally don't think it will, but if it does, then that means potentially 5th place is going to be a Champions League spot if City still finish in the top 4. So who knows? Okay, a lot of other clubs are slipping. Chelsea, United, Spurs, they're all up for this 5th place race, and we will be right there maybe. It's going to be a really interesting final 4 or 5 months or so. But it is absolutely vital that we get Champions League football, or at the minimum Europa League football, for players like Saka and of course to attract new signings in the summer. So that's honestly high priority for me right now. Get Saka to sign a contract extension because he is such a vital player for us. Is he better than Martinelli? I would love to know what you guys think because they play the same position. I know Saka's playing at left back right now, But of course, he is a left winger, and so is Martinelli. Who do you rate higher? Because for me, I feel like Saka's a bit more of a consistent option, but Martinelli has something about, he's just, well, he's Brazilian. You know, he's got that Brazilian flair, and I like that. And I almost could see him playing as a striker and Saka as a left winger. I mean, these guys are the future, you know. We've got to really make sure that we tie them down. Willock, another player to mention. I don't think he had a particularly great game, but there were moments where, you know, you can see the potential he's got. And of course, we've got Reece Nelson that's in and around the team every now and again. We've got a lot of youngsters coming through, you know, and it's really, really good to see. And it was a very decent result tonight. Not an easy game by any means. To go to Olympiacos, to get a 1-0 win, and now we go to the Emirates next week with a 1-0 advantage. The away goal is huge, and I think we'll comfortably go through. Maybe a 1 or 2-0 victory at home, and yeah, we'll be through. That's obviously what we need. Maybe we can hit the Champions League next season with a win in the Europa League. Maybe we'll get to the final again this year and actually win it. That would be absolutely incredible. But I think that's it for this review. I don't really have much else to say. It was just a solid performance. You know, 6s, maybe a few 7s, and maybe the odd 5 out of 10 from a few of the players tonight. It wasn't anything special, but we just got the result we needed. It's as simple as that. So I'm most pleased. Now, the next game is Everton on Sunday, and I'm going to be in Sweden. I'm going to try my best to watch it and record an Operation Arsenal video while I'm out there, so you can expect to see that on Sunday after the game. I will try my best. I think 95% chance I will be able to do it. It depends, obviously, but also the new season for the Sunderland Road to Glory career mode is starting tomorrow. I've got an episode going up Friday at 5 o'clock UK, Saturday at 5 o'clock UK, and then Sunday, of course, will be the Operation Arsenal. Monday, I'm not going to have anything going up on the channel, but I'm back Monday evening, so Tuesday, normal videos will resume. So I just wanted to let you guys know that's what's happening. Thank you for watching this video once again. Check out FOTMob. The link is down below if you want to download that app for free. Thank you to them for sponsoring the video once again, and I will see you guys for a new video very soon.